Hello and welcome to Byte's analysis of the ETF2L Season 14 Grand Final between Epsilon Esports and Broder. These two teams fought off, well, I say fought off, but Broder fought off BFF and Cracklan to get to the final. Epsilon obviously were first and just cruising into the final. I'm going to be going over the analysis of the three maps, hopefully, which were Granary, Process, and Snakewater. And it's been a while since I've done one of these, so apologies to all the subscribers and fans out there. Hopefully this will make up for it. For those who are watching this for the first time, or any of my analysis videos for the first time, basically what I do is I do a breakdown of game transitions and play-by-plays made, and where it went all wrong, where it went right, why it went wrong, and why it went right for a specific player. And it's just sort of like a breakdown, basically, to give you an understanding as to why it didn't work out for those who are just new to TF2 or still understanding the mechanics behind it. So let's just continue. And both teams are ready up. I'm just going to go to middle now. Epsilon in blue, Broder in red. You can already see the Broder's just positioning is just very aggressive compared to Epsilon's. And if you take a look there, I've paused it here for a specific reason. Just looking at Broder's positioning, it's just too good compared to Epsilon's. It's a very, very nice structure. Just look at this. Normally I'm crediting Epsilon's structure, but this is even better than Epsilon's. It's quite superb, really, because they've just covered this entire area, making it an absolute impossible task for Epsilon to actually make a huge impact. They can make still an impact by using raw DM, but the initial positioning by Broder is just excellent here compared to Epsilon's. Now, I'm just going to quickly say that obviously if you look where the scouts are, they're in prime position to support Rib, and that's why Rib is there with the medic, and Miralyn is in a prime position to end up moving here and healing just about 4 of his men, maybe not the last one on the end there. So it's a really, really classical textbook maneuver, or position should I say, being used on middle here by Broder, so well done to them here. Then if you look at Epsilon, they're in trouble, because at the moment it's just a demo and 2 scouts trying to take on that, and that. Same for Numlot. The problem is Numlot has pressure from a Delman, 2 soldiers, and at the same time these scouts as well have pressure with the spam coming in from the rockets. Now obviously scouts have a high advantage. There is 1 scout for Broder here, but there's 2 obviously for Epsilon, so they have a better high advantage in terms of scouts there, but there are 2 soldiers spamming rockets. And then obviously you'd be saying, well, why can't the scouts just move up to the boxes? Well, they can, but the problem is if they move up to the box, they are then separated from the rest of their team over here. So you can see they're just completely separated from Nox. So there's no heals for them. They're separated. They could easily be picked off if Broder focus fire. So yeah, Epsilon's position is not ideal at the moment, and it comes down to some raw DM just to get some picks here, really, from Epsilon. But Broder do end up winning this middle, so if we just continue. Okay, I was saying, look at this. Taking a look at that, look, just they are separated now. Now I know Cookie's against them, but if you look, Shocky and Walters are pretty weak. One sticky could just destroy them and crater them or something. And they're completely separated from their team, and this is why I was saying, because they've been initially pressured, and they're on their own now. And Numlot's trying to help them, but again, Numlot's on his own now as well. He's completely disconnected from the medic, and the soldiers here are just staying inside. So, or should I say soldier? There is another soldier here on the left, I believe, trying to create a distraction, but it's not helping at the moment. I don't think. I could be wrong. Just check. Yep, there he is. Tech comes in to get Walters, which he does, and the other scout comes up top there. Cookie takes down Nox because he's being rushed. The problem mainly there was the fact that Broder went over the point and Epsilon stayed inside the ramp room. That was the problem. And Nox ended up going down to Cookie's meat shots with a pistol and shotgun. At the same time, if anyone noticed, it was also the fact that Tech went from here, went inside here, caused a distraction. Cookie then rushed through here. So it was like an absolute sandwich. At the same time, for Epsilon, there was only one person here. So that was Mike. He was trying to create a distraction. At the same time, there was Shocky here. He was trying to create a distraction, but it's all so separated. That's the problem. It's not very Epsilon-esque. It's just very, very separated, relying on some soloness really to do some damage or take down the team. And it's sometimes it works because obviously the caliber of these players are just so good. They can just take down many things. But in this case, with Broder's quality, they were just outnumbered really. And the team play by Broder was much better and more efficient. So let's take a look now. It's 3 versus 3, so at the moment it's 3 versus 3. Mike has 83 health, Shocky has 55, and Numlock has 9. Right, well, Numlock could go back and stay alive, okay? But instead he wants to force that Uber, because if he forces the Uber, then Epsilon have a chance of holding second / first, okay? So, because they're already weak, they might as well die for something. That's the motto here. They might as well die for something. So they're going to do that, and Mike is behind them. We've got Mike, who is here. And we've got Numlock, who is here. And we've got Shocky, who gets a small health pack, I believe, and goes around here. So the idea is to kill Medic or force Medic. Forcing Medic is good. Killing Medic is excellent. So let's take a look at what happens. Take a look now. Shocky comes in on the right hand side. Numlock creates a distraction. Shocky's in, gets the meat shots in. Mike is the other distraction. And as you can see, Numlock just says kill me please, because obviously the quicker he spawns the better. Shocky goes down, and just that's a wipe now, because basically Numlock, Shocky and Mike all went down at the same time. So the 3 players down now. It's 5 versus 3. Although they have no soldiers, just a demo and a scout pushing, but obviously 3 down fresh. And Mike was the distraction, Numlock was the distraction, and Shocky was the initializer or the forcer, whichever way you want to look at it. So now, in theory, okay, this should be Broder's point, genuinely. There's a huge mistake that happens here by Tech, which you will see shortly. So, this point, yeah, you think, yeah, the scout's going to get this, and the scout's like, no way, we can contest this. And the scout comes in to block. Walters does a really, really good job, and he just mans up here. He knows he's going to die, but he's just trying to buy some time for his team to maybe stop this point. As you can see, Numlock has got 1 second till spawn. So has Mike, so has Shocky. At the same time, Mitzi just needs to create enough spam to put them off of capping. So this is what he does. Tries to kill the Demo Man. Mitzi comes in. Now he's just going to spam. And this is where the mistake was. This mistake here. Because Numlock just spawned, right? So Numlock, you can see, right, I've just done a pause there so you can see. You can't actually see it because of the scoreboard, but or the health bar. But let's just show you. Now, Tech was too busy focusing on the point. Zebasai was with him. Merlin was there, and there was a scout there able to cap as well, I think with Rib. So people capping that point, there was more than enough. So Tech needed to be the roamer, which has been on all season, to be fair, and doing really well. But instead he decides to just spam so that Epsilon don't hold this. But he didn't realise that the Delman spawned, and Tech should have gone. Tech is here, by the way. He should have gone here. Now, if he goes on here, Numlock's dead meat, because he is 114. 1 grenade, if he chucks it and a rocket, and he's dead. Numlock's here, or just one rocket and a shotgun, and he's dead. Simple as. And it also means the fact that Numlock can't stop this point. Now, because he is not up there, Numlock doesn't get stopped, and Numlock's quite lethal, and he'll just chuck some stickies from above. Obviously, it's very hard to hit Delman unless you're actually above there to take him down. So the main mistake here of why Broder don't actually cap this is because of Tech, genuinely. He was there first, he's the roamer, and he had the heals. I say heals, he had well, enough to go up there with 100 health, maybe, roughly, and take the Delman down. He may have died, but he at least would have taken the Delman down, or put him off from stopping the point. That is the main thing, because if they get the point, then it puts Epsilon off of pushing, because they don't even have Uber. So that was the big mistake here. Here comes Numlot, checking some stickies, takes down Tech instead, and Epsilon hold this. I mean, let's just pause here, just to summarise what just happened. Epsilon had 3 players down, Broder had 3 players on the point nearly, and 2 soldiers just lagging a little bit behind because they just spawned. In theory, Broder should have had that, so that was a pretty bad mistake to start off with. It was the first round though of the final, so obviously they're a bit tense and nervous, but still, nonetheless, that was the actual mistake. And Epsilon do really, really, really well to take up on this mistake that Broder have done and capitalise on it, because it actually makes a difference on this round. Let's take a look now. So now, obviously, Broder haven't lost at all here. They can hold yard, but they've lost the point that they could have capped. That was the problem. So Broder's decided to push in on the left-hand side. However, it was picked up too obvious, and Scout goes down here. Some exchanges go down. Bibbin goes down. Some great spam by Shocky and Walters on the left there, and that Scout there was very lucky. Cookie, I don't know why he's gone on that side. Zebasai goes down, and basically it's all been messed up. So just to remember, just to summarise, Broder almost had that point and could have had it if Tech had just gone up top, but he didn't, and now Broder are 3 men down, 1 just spawned, and this point is going to be Epsilon Esports, because Numlot jumps on the crate here, gets high advantage, and if you look at the, let's get a better position there. If you look where Numlot was, he was standing here, height advantage, but then there was a Scout here, but then cleverly, as always, I don't know if it was Stefan or Walters, I'm going to say either, because either of them would have done it, but there was another Scout here as well. Just, he knew that there would maybe a Scout rushing him, he came onto here, and just to support Numlot, just in case the Scout did rush the Delman. Because if the Delman went down, then Broder might contest this. The fact that the Scout was there changes it all. I don't know why Rib is spamming grenades, made no difference, none of them were really weak at all. So now it's a stalemate situation, and whoever spams better wins, really. Numlot doing a great deal of spam, so is Zebasai though, along with Rib. Rib's very, very weak now though. We call this the cooldown period on Granary, the stalemate situation. You see just the dual spam coming in by the soldiers from Epsilon. Ooh. Just coming from this way. I do think the best way to push this and not have a stalemate situation is by Delman chucking stickies from lower all the way onto here, and it just puts them off because they can't actually see the Delman. At the same time, a soldier could just create distraction from spamming over here. That would be, I mean, this is, and let me just draw it properly. So Delman's in there. This is Delman stickies. Why hasn't it got rid of it? There we go. Sorry. Delman chucks stickies there. At the same time, the soldier chucks stickies there, and it's just a colossal damage fest here for Broder to deal with, and they have to drop back eventually. And what will end up happening is Broder will have to stand all the way back over here, and then obviously Epsilon will start thinking about pushing. As you can see, the spam's trying to come in here. The Scout pushes in, and now it's Uber versus Uber. Rib gets dropped here, but a great recovery by Miralin. So Miralin did the mistake here of dropping Rib, but now Numlot is absolutely screwed, because what Miralin's thinking is, oh, I'll tell you what, even though Zebasai hasn't figured it out, but I'm going to block you here, and I'm going to use his body as another shield to block you. So Miralin is like, well, yeah, we'll block you because you killed my Delman and made me do that mistake. So Miralin's like, yep, I'll block you. There we go. So Numlot goes down for his kill, and so does Walters. So now they're in trouble here. Now, the best that Epsilon could do here is probably take down the medic for Broder, because then it means that they can contend second. This is really, really well played by Mike. Really good thinking. He knows that they're coming in from this left-hand side, because he obviously just saw them. Mitzi comes over here to deal with that soldier who's gone astray, obviously watching the flanks and so on. But at the same time, Mike goes to try and kill the medic. He knows that they've just walked in as well, so he's making it so difficult for anyone to actually react in time that by the time he bombs and lands on the medic, he's dead. So this is what Mike's plan is. Medic's about to come out here from Broder, comes in, and just destroys him. Mike will go down, obviously, but Nox will stay alive. That's just a sign of high quality, genuinely. To predict that, if you manage to predict that, then you're up there really with the best, and that's what it is at this moment in time. So if you just take a look at this, Mike's in, 1 shot, 2 shot, Merlin down, and he also tries to get away, which is great to see. But yeah, so they lose everyone, Epsilon, but not Nox, and Numlocked and Walters are alive. Now the problem is for Broder here. Now, you would say, oh, well, Epsilon are 3 men down, you know, Broder are only 1 man down, they're busy capping, and they won't get nice spawn. So, what's Broder's problem? Well, the problem for Broder is they have no heals, and Numlocked and Walters are a solid duo. Remember, they're going to be buffed and constantly healed until Nox goes down, or one of them goes down. So, and this is why Numlock knows it. Numlock knows the fact that Broder won't push, and if they do try and push, then Walters can help him out. So, Numlock is busy standing forward, and he's not even scared at the moment because he knows that Broder don't have heals. And at the same time, they're still building here, Epsilon, because they have a huge advantage of about 60%. If you look at the position of where Nox is, standing in prime position, just in case a soldier comes along and jumps from this side and then lands on Nox. Nox can go inside straight away, and obviously he's got to get through a demo man and a scout and then a soldier who's coming in now. So Nox is in a supreme position at the moment just to make sure he doesn't die here with this uber advantage that he has. And now that the soldiers are here, Epsilon can hold this, and now because of that pick from Mike, Epsilon can push middle. There's a great exchange here of transitional play from both teams at the moment. So this is a good exchange here for Broder. So Walters goes down here, and Bibbin takes down Mike, but it's 4 versus 4 at the moment. And now Numlock does a great job, and Nox is like, I'm not going to use this, I'm not going to use this, I'm not going to use this. And the problem was here, let's just show you, Mitzi should have gone in and taken down the Doorman, because he was very, very, very weak at one stage. I know he does not at the moment, he's on 162, but Numlock does so much damage to him, and because obviously there's a backup going on for Broder, let's take a look here, there's a backup going on, and at the same time they almost have Uber. Well, that just means one thing, only times 1 on the point here, so Broder will be like, well, we have Uber, we can block the point while you go for the back cap. But if Rib went down, it would have been sweeter, because they can even push on to second for free after Ubers have been exchanged, but that's not what happens. And Broder are like, yeah, we'll hold this. So Rib's taking so much damage because he's on 26 health. There is a backup going on, and it's Walters versus Cookie. And Shocky takes him down. Even though Cookie took the health pack, Shocky still out-me-shotted him. And Rib goes down here, so the Cookie down and Rib actually eventually ends up going down. And now Merlin's in trouble because he's actually overextended. Now he overextended due to the fact that he believed or had faith that Cookie would win the one-on-one on the back cap. That is not the case. So he was standing around here, around this area on the floor with Zebasai, and because he went down, obviously they're not going to get this point anymore because Epsilon had the numbers. With Cookie going down and Rib going down, Merlin was just out of position then automatically, because obviously the knowledge of not having the back cap is not going to affect Epsilon. So now he's in trouble, and yeah, obviously they just wipe up. The best that Zebasai could do here is probably take down the medic, which he eventually does, believe it or not. Comes round, gets a lovely rocket onto Nox, gets a lovely shotgun. Beautiful play by Zebasai there. And Shocky, some great pistoling. So Nox does go down, but Broder are 4 men down here. 3 men down now. Now Epsilon will be saying, yep, let's take this area for free. Well, I would, but obviously again they have no heals. And so now the scout is trying to push them back. Walters gets out just in case he gets flanked. Mike takes down Bibbin. Where Mike is, up top there. He ends up taking Tech as well. So Mike doing an astounding job there. He's taking 2 for 1, Mike. Superb play. Numlock goes down here, and the problem was here they overextended too much. They were rushing it. I don't know why Numlock was rushing it. The health on Epsilon was very, very weak compared to Broder. So Mike did a really, really good job there of taking down 2 players for Broder. Sorry, for Epsilon. And but Numlock rushed it. And the concentrated spam coming from Broder was just too strong. Numlock came from here. Rockets and Stickies coming in. And obviously Nox was finding it difficult to heal him because obviously it's quite a small area, especially when the soldier's in the way, Mitzi. Yeah, Shocky and Numlock go down here to Rib and Zebasai's spam, and Epsilon are now in trouble. Mitzi goes down here. Now the best thing that Nox could do is hope for Walters to come in. Now this scout's like, you are mine, I must come and get you. And then the scout's like, heal me, heal me, heal me, I'll save you. I may go down here, but I'll keep you alive, Nox. And Nox is like, yeah, sure, no problem. And Walters does exactly that, does an absolutely sublime job of putting the scout off so that Nox can stay alive. Walters does go down, but he keeps his medic alive, which is the main thing here, remember? Gives him a slight heal. And now Walters creates a distraction. Nox has so much time to run. And as you can see, Nox runs. Obviously they have Uber now, but they can hold second. That's the main thing. And now, I don't know why Broder are rushing it. No need to, because they're not going to get there in time. And now they're just capping and securing the area. And as you can see, Zebasai's position is great. However, someone else from Broder needs to be on that point. I know that the idea was that Broder were hoping that they would cap it in time before Epsilon used their Uber to save the point. That is the initial thought. But Zebasai is the only person on high ground, which makes it difficult for Broder to maybe hold this. Let's see what happens. Broder takes down... Sorry, Rib takes down Mitzi. It's a great pick. Cookie goes down here. Nox somehow stays alive. It's unbelievable. I don't know how he does. Rib takes a nice grenade from Numlocked. Don't forget they've actually capped, and there is Tech coming behind, but it's already secured. Tech, just to show you there very quickly, Tech was trying to come on the flank, being such a good flanker that he is. However, it's already been read by one of the scouts. Sign of quality, because the scout from Epsilon knew that Broder's combo were in the ramp room and busy fighting. So they obviously they need to rely on someone to deal with the flank, and the scout was there, and he was like, hey, you're not going to rocket jump in because I'm going to meat shot you. And that's why his stature is literally there, jumping, getting ready to meat shot him. And now he drops back. So the real advantage here for Broder is the fact that they got the point. That's just about it, really. So now Broder don't know they have a slight advantage because Epsilon weren't actually building correctly. Sorry, Epsilon weren't building correctly. So in theory you say, well, why don't Broder push it? They've got a 25% window. But I'm surprised that no one saw that shadow. If anyone's seen that, you can see the shadow here on my game, but none of Broder saw it. And so now it's the waiting game. Whoever has the less or the least patience will lose out here, and I believe it's Tech. Zebasai would have called the Tech maybe, or Tech would have said, I'm going to try and force the medic, try to go for a hero pick. But it's, I mean, if you just look at the structure here from Epsilon, it's pretty solid. I mean, they've got Doorman here, Scout here, Medic here. It's pretty solid. Not being the main class here that will hold it all together, because obviously quite powerful class he's running. The other two, by the way, are on the right hand side with oh, actually I say the other two, just the soldier on the right hand side. There is a scout here waiting on the back, getting ready to meet shot. So now they're just waiting for something to happen here, Broder. They need something to happen. Some great spam coming in. Broder coming in frustrated. Broder go, and then just look at the position of just all of Epsilon, just like, no way are you taking down our medic. And Shocky was just standing here. Do you remember? He knew that the soldier was going to come in. He knew that something was going to try and bomb and force the medic to pop. But Shocky was having none of it, the soldiers weren't having any of it, and nor was the Doorman. So he got absolutely shut down. And now advantage to Epsilon. They have a player down here, Broder, and they're in trouble. So now they're pushing in from the left-hand side. Problem was the focused fire from Epsilon was great. Now a lot of people would maybe blame Merlin for this, or I would blame Zebasai. It's very, very nip and tuck, because the initial position, was Merlin and Zebasai go this way. Zebasai jumps in. However, he ends up going all the way round because he just realised there's too much stuff there, and he's on 9 HP. And Merlin's Ubered, remember, so he is in trouble now, because Merlin was assuming that he was going to meet him on the other side, but he didn't. Zebasai went all the way round and expected Merlin to Uber him. That was me. I would probably blame it on Zebasai, because it's very hard for Merlin's point of view to track that and see where he was actually going to go, especially with the damage he's taking. He's going to go flying somewhere. So Zebasai going a little bit too aggressive, trying to make something happen, and getting caught out there. That's basically what happened. And he gets dropped. Nothing Merlin could do there. And so now Merlin has no one to Uber, and now Broder are in complete disarray. There's nothing they can do. Mike's position there, don't know if anyone's seen it. Supreme, sign of a good roamer, flanker. Anything that tries to come in for a pick, Mike's like, yeah, I'll get you, no problem. And that's what's happening. So now that Zebasai's down, their main caller, I wonder if Broder would be tempted to try and hold this. So Rib's taking a lot of pressure. Just to show you here, the sign of a good soldier as well. Rib's taking a lot of pressure. He's only on 165, but Numlock can see him, as you can see there, so he can easily stick him out. So what does Tech do? Tech thinks twice about it and thinks, hey, you know what, Numlock, you're not taking down my Downman, and he supports him. Soldier jumps in to Numlock's face, chucks a rocket, and puts off Numlock, and then Numlock ends up with like 70-80 health. That could have turned ugly, but because Tech supported him, he actually stayed alive. Tech doing a really good job there. So again, the stalemate situation. Epsilon all getting healed up here. They're pushing left hand side, so they've actually Ubered here, and he gets saved by Merlin. However, so here's the mistake. Nox, Merlin, 9%. They have a 9% window extra with the Uber. That's about a second. Literally a second. They've got a 2%. However, the problem is, Tech was already weak. I know he's on 151, but that's nothing when he's about to rocket jump away. And Zebasai is trying to play catch up along with Merlin, but they have nothing else, no other support. And it's between a Downman soldier versus two soldiers. Now, in a tight space, you'd think Broder would win that, but because they've actually extended, that's not the case. So the Uber's still there somehow. So what ends up happening is Tech gets Ubered because he's already weak. Rocket jumps away. However, Nox is still on the soldier. Mitzi takes him down. Well, Walters does, but Mitzi basically hurts him to death. Numlock's taking a lot of spam and pressure, but at the same time, Zebasai is trying to put him off so he doesn't kill Merlin. But Merlin's already weak from a grenade from Numlock. So if we just take a look, Numlock with the extra stickies and a medic's trapped now. Merlin goes down. Zebasai's about to go down as well. Got no chance because the flanks are watching. Gets destroyed, and it's about to be a wipe. Bivin goes down, and Cookie goes down, and it's an absolute wipe. So what happened there was Merlin thought he had an Uber advantage of 9%, which he did. Problem was he multi-Ubered so much, more so than Nox, that Nox's Uber lasted longer, and Nox Ubered the correct thing at the right time when he had to. So basically, Nox didn't multi-Uber so much, is my point. He only Ubered somebody when he had to save them to get the kill. If you take a look very, very closely and replay and go back, you'll notice that when Nox was Ubering, he actually Ubered the character that he needed to Uber instead of just switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because what happened was Merlin Ubered Tech to save him because he's being focused on the left. Tech walks in, Zebasai comes in, he gets Ubered, then he goes back to Tech again, and then he has to go back to Zebasai. That's 4 times, so he loses a lot of Uber then. So the advantage of 9% has been completely nullified, and he's actually at disadvantage, and Broder lose that fight because they have a longer Uber here. So it's a wipe now. The only person that's spawning now is Tech, and Epsilon will be saying, well, we just wiped out 5 of them in one go. There's no way they're going to get a nice spawn, 15 seconds. So Broder are like, Epsilon are like, well, I'll cap it as a scout because they're 6 down, no one's going to take me down, and you lot can just push on last. And that's what happens. So Numlock's already there, target position, so nothing comes out of spawn, and Mike's already on the left hand. Mitz is already on the left hand side. Just really, really great play by Epsilon, and a really, really long round as well. I think it was 11 minutes. Yeah, there we go, 11 minutes. So if we go back to middle. Broder's position not so aggressive this time, and not so structured either. Slightly structured now. If we just take a look, slightly structured. There is a scout here as well, so it's not too bad of a structure. However, Rib's position isn't ideal, really. It's not really ideal, but it's not bad structure at all. If you take a look at Epsilon's, slightly different. Now, Epsilon's is, let's get out of view there. There we go. Epsilon's is okay. It's not bad at all. It's very much solo-ness until Nox comes and helps them. They did have a soldier on here, so the structure of Epsilon was pretty good as well. So I'd say it was pretty equal here. And Nox, I would say maybe is out of position. He's waiting too long. He was staying with the soldier bottom left. I think it was a bit too long because he needed to be somewhere around here to be able to heal his men. However, they didn't take a lot of damage, so all is fine. And now that Mike comes in and bombs in, they're in trouble here because Merlin surfs it. Some Broder very, very weak. However, the focus fire is absolutely superb. So now it's all up to Numlock to actually do something. Now Numlock knows that because they're 4 down and Broder are 5 up, they're trying to run out basically straight away because, well, Nox almost has Uber. And he wants to keep him alive, basically. So Broder are literally, I think, around here, about to rush. Devilman's about to jump. Numlock knows it. You can tell by his structure and his demeanour. Look, he's already watching here and just knowing that they might jump him on the flanks. So Numlock's like, yep, we'll sticky you up here. Rib takes a sticky and another sticky. Very well played by Numlock, taking down Devilman. They're rushing this though. However, Nox gets dropped. Nox drops Numlocked. So that's another mistake. Now, the problem here is the position. So again, Broder have a huge advantage in terms of Uber, but no one's watching the flanks because, don't forget, the rest have spawned. Mike, Sharky, Walters, they've all spawned, and they're lethal. If they're not detected, then they're absolutely lethal. So nothing Nox can do here. He ends up going down. However, the flank coming in, and Walters comes in along with Mike, just bombing onto them. Again, the multi-Uber, too much of the Uber being shared, and Epsilon somehow win this, even though they were up a disadvantage of no Downman and an Uber to contend with. So obviously now it's even Stevens, and it'll be interesting to see if one of the medics use crits, and I believe Merlin does use crits. Is it crits? Yep, it is crits Krieg. So because they went down almost the same time, obviously if someone goes crits, then they have a slight advantage because it builds much quicker. I say much quicker by about 8 seconds. And if you look, Nox has also gone crits. He's slightly behind on the crits Krieg, so this basically is going to be an absolute cluster of kills. And whoever gets the better sticky or the better positioning or the better initializing of the Kritzkrieg is going to win here, and you will see shortly what happens. So they actually have it here, but Broder hesitate for some reason. They've actually critzed in. Numlock gets the medic. Numlock was already buffed though. Nox goes down to Rib, but Numlock takes down Rib. So now it's a DM fest, because the health on Epsilon is pretty bad. Numlock goes down. Missy takes down Tech from flanking. So now it's and it's a wipe. But Epsilon are really, really weak here. The players from Epsilon are really, really weak. There's no way they can cap this. Now, if any normal team was playing this, you would definitely not allow them to contend this. And that's what the scout's doing. He's coming in saying, well, hang on a minute, you've got no medic, and we're on high ground now, so there's no way you're capping this point. And as you can see, Shockey's like, yeah, I think we'll just get out and just not try and cap. And that's what happens here. So we're back in the stalemate position here. Mike goes down on the left hand side, so now Epsilon are in trouble. And remember, Miralin has Kritzkrieg, and Nox knows it. If you look at his position, his position is like, I must run away quickly before they actually Kritzkrieg here. Now the funny thing is, it's just, for Broder, as always, it's always the soldier that gets to go first. And it should have been Rib. If Rib was there, chuck the sticky over, Nox is dead. It's pretty simple. But instead, it's Zebasai coming in first, I think, or Tech, I'm not sure. But either way, they could have capitalised on their Kritzkrieg. They do, but only because of Numlot trying to force it and, you know, make sure he kills the medic or dies for it. And Mike's position here, I think it's Mike. No, sorry, Mitzi's position is more like, well, I'll come in and help you, Numlot, make sure we actually force this crit. So that's what happens here. Numlock goes in, does so much damage. Mitzi unfortunately doesn't clean up though. Mitzi does. If you look, I mean, just look at this. All Mitzi had to do was focus the right targets that Numlock's called, but he doesn't. And it would have been a different story, because Epsilon would be able to hold second. Look at how weak they are. It's just insane. But Mitzi unfortunately tries to go for the wrong thing, that Numlock's injured. So yeah, just a big mistake by Mitzi really. There's nothing you can do. Numlot was initially there, he did the initial damage, so whoever follows up needs to follow up that damage and kill them, and they were just really weak. Just one rocket would have killed just 3 of them maybe. In fact, look, if you think about it, Tech, Zebasai and Merlin all on under 30 HP, one rocket would have killed 3 of them. Would have been a nice frag movie thing, but nonetheless Mitzi did not do that. So let's continue, and now Broder are taking it slowly because they're all really, really weak.
Alert. Our control point is being captured.
So Epsilon are like, yeah, okay, fine, you lot can have this for now, but we've got uber advantage, so Merlin will have Kritzkrieg in time by the time Epsilon push, but remember they have an uber versus a crits. And you can see that was quite lucky. I don't know if anyone saw that, but it's the fact that Tech came from top, the scout came from top, obviously to try and force the medic because he has Uber, but Mike completely destroys them. Solo Mike just literally completely destroys them. He was up top, standing on around here, I think. Deals with Tech, deals with Cookie, and at the same time, Nox knew that he was under pressure, and he gave him the initial heals, and that's why he's still on 300. It's just, yeah, great teamwork and a great awareness by Epsilon, especially Mike. So now that they're 2 down, they're in trouble. Sticky's here, so they will be checking for Stickies. Sticky's blown. Rib doesn't get a pick here, so they're in trouble.
The control point is being
And they're gonna have to use this Kritzkrieg.
Time has been added.
3Z, here we go. However, the Uber's been popped. And now they're in trouble because running a heavy. What can they do against the heavy? Numlot's flanking them, does so much damage. Rib gets taken down. And Epsilon will be pushing straight away here.
Being contested.
I don't know why Broder are staying in here. Mike is behind them now. Merlin spotted it, and that's why they're dropping back now, as you can see. And that's why Tech is like, whoa, I've got a buff, I'm going to take you down here. And what ends up happening here is the fact that Mike comes here, but he's only on 198, Tech's on 240, and wins the DM here. Pretty simple. And Mike also created, so he loses some health there as well. So they are minus a player. Merlin has Kritzkrieg advantage. Need to be careful here, the scouts not get caught out. Shocky almost gets caught out, but not quite. So I don't know why Mitzi's position is there. It made no sense to me. Like, why are you standing here, Mitzi? It makes no sense. I know you're trying to bait them to try and see, but Numlock can pretty much see along with Nox to see if they crits from this angle. Numlock can hear them, Nox can see them. It's pretty simple. So all you had to do was stand on here, so you can watch down here and rain stickies. That would have been, sorry, rain rockets. That would have been way better. Instead of you dying, now you're an extra player down, and Numlock does here phenomenally well to somehow end up winning this. It's insane. Now they get Ubered. Pippin goes down. So Numlock knows he didn't get anything. It stays alive. Solder's in there. Tech is going to get picked off here. So Tech was wrong to go in because he thought Broder was still in, but wasn't the case. And now Broder are 2 men down, and this point should be theirs. Now, no one calls the stickies here. Rib put some very clever stickies. If you look at those stickies, when the door opens, no one will be able to see them. The only person that will be able to see them is the guy over there, which I'm assuming someone has called. Because if you look at it, he's looking at those stickies. But somehow Nox still ends up dying here. But the good news is for Epsilon is that they don't lose their focus and they end up winning this point, believe it or not, because even though they lost their medic, they know that Merlin doesn't have it yet. If they focus fire correctly, then they will be able to kill Broder. And that's what happens. So here we go. Numlock goes in. Nox goes down. Numlock does so much damage. Zebasai really weak. So Numlock goes down for all his woes. And it's 3 versus 3. Great spam by Mitzi. Doing a really good job. Bivin goes down. There's no point Rib worrying about capping this because he's going to go down here, and that point is going to be Epsilon's. Now, it would have been tempting for Tech to go and stop it, but he thought twice because Nox was nearby and there's no way. So that exchange actually was in favour of Epsilon. So here we're going to see a nice structure from hopefully Broder. It's a pretty nice structure. Dual soldiers coming in there, dual rockets. Just look at this position. It's a very, very nice position. Although it was a bit better before, but I think it's just because Tech was getting heals along with Zebasai. Great position. And then you've got the scout who can watch pretty much any area to help out. It's a pretty good structure by Broder. I would say it's pretty standard. They need to be a little bit more forward, except for the heavy maybe, and the medic. That's about it. The other rest needs to be a little bit more forward to do more damage, initial damage. But other than that, yeah, no, supreme defending position there really by Broder. So now Epsilon are thinking about pushing up top, I believe. Yep, they are. The problem for Epsilon is they're all top. I don't like that. I know one of them's dropping down now, 2 of them dropping down, which is good. However, the spam here from the soldiers, so they use it straight away, and they've already lost Mitzi and Shocky. Yeah, seems like the Uber was rushed. I'm not sure. And now Numlock's in trouble. Nox is in trouble because he gets chased. Nothing Nox can do. He goes down. Some great play by Zebasai.
The control point is being contested.
Does so much damage. Numlock there. Walters takes down
Time has been added.
Bivin. That's heavy. So now it's Mike and so Mike and Walters go down there, and now Epsilon are in trouble because they've just lost 4 players. One just spawned. See, Shockey's just like looking to see what they do.
Alert. Our control point is being captured.
Shockey gets out. Maybe he thought he can take down the Doorman. And now this will be Broder's point with an Uber advantage as well. So the mistake there was, let's just pause it there. So the mistake there was the fact that it didn't feel like a clean Uber, didn't it? Did it? I mean, they were up top and somehow Nox just Uber straight away and it was a scout and Nox wasn't even in a prime position to move forward. So I would say that the problem was there with Nox, the fact that they need to get inside that area, inside that house before he was round the corner as he was Ubered, which is not good really because the scout runs obviously way quicker than the medic, so he needs to be in a position where he can actually catch up with the scout, and Shockey ends up going down for it along with Mitzi. So Mitzi went down to another area of deathmatch, I think not the same area, but still that was I think the main mistake was the fact that Nox was not in position running with the Uber as opposed to just standing still and then Ubering, then moving, which is not quite the same. So now Epsilon have to be careful. Now let's put some inner stickies on the left because they know Broder likes to push from here. Zebasai caught them out. Mike goes down here. They're about to Uber here and Nox runs for his life. Zebasai thinks, well, because there's some part of the Uber left, he's trying to go for the medic, but then he sees how far the medic is. There's no way he's going to get him in time, so he jumps away. So now the fact that Nox has stayed alive is the key thing, and now they can repush. So here you've got some people trying to go for the flank. There is a scout up top, but he gets taken down by Mike. Great call. So there is a backcap going on along with the scout. It's been called, but Mitzi's on that. No chance. Mike and Mitzi go down, but Cookie cleans up. But the good news is for Epsilon is they cap the point. And they need to deal with behind now. If you just look at this, Epsilon are 4 players up, Broder are 4 players up. Broder are 3 of them are back on middle, and what Epsilon are thinking is, well, if we get Cookie, that's another pick, which will obviously weaken Broder's attack when they have the Uber advantage when they push with the Uber advantage. So the idea is that they focus Cookie and take him down ASAP. So that is what's happening now. That is what has been called. So now all of them drop back. So here, if you look, Numlock's dropped back. So has Shockey, taking down Cookie, and so has Walters, and that's what happens. They take him down. So it's an extra pick now for Epsilon. Even though they are 2 players down here, they need to make something happen because Broder still have an Uber advantage, but they're quite... If you look at their position here, Broder, very, very, very defensive because they know they just lost a player. They're quite raw. Not an ideal position, really. I wouldn't be standing there. I don't know why they're standing there. It's pretty bad positioning by Broder. The only excuse they could probably come up with is the fact that they want to make a quick push from the right hand side, but even then I wouldn't have everyone on the floor just in case someone bombed them. I know there's a scout there to stop, but still they are primed now to push because they got a spawner. Cookie is still down though. Now they move into a better position over the point. There is a scout behind trying to force. Walters comes in. What did I tell you? I told you their position over here, Broder, was not good. And that's why, because what ended up happening was a scout flanking and almost killing Miralin and forcing it. Or killing him or slash forcing it. But Miralin, Balls of Steel, doesn't force it. And nor does he kill him, because it's Miralin trying to be Miralin, I suppose. So, yeah, 2 things here. Walters getting in, not forcing the medic, so Miralin did a really good play there. Bad play by Broder in general for their positioning. Awful, really, because they should have got into a better positioning over. One maybe here. Downman over here with the medic. Plus medic here. And then the scout obviously was standing here, which is fine. So they cover all areas, so they can see anything, is my point. But that's not what happened. So they had an escape here, let's put it that way. Miralin on 32 health. Doing a really, really good job of not Ubering there. So Walters did his best. Thought he did enough damage, but nonetheless he didn't. And now the dual spam comes in. Numlock underway. Some great rockets here by the soldiers. So now Broder looking to push it again on the right hand side.
Alert. Our control control point is being captured.
The thing is, Nox will have this in time, and this time Broder did not Uber.
Time has been added.
Some great play. Just to show you what just happened there from Epsilon, it's an absolutely great play. Their structure was supreme. That scout was there. That scout was there. So what they're relying on is the meat shots, and look what they do. Just forces. What it does is it forces Broder having to Uber very, very early, and now Epsilon have a huge advantage. They haven't even Ubered yet. So yeah, Broder are in trouble because they've had to Uber early, and they're already weak, all because of 2 scouts. Genuinely. The positioning of Epsilon scouts was just too good, because the soldiers were nowhere near to be seen or get into position. The scouts took precedent and stood there instead and just got meat shots. And yeah, just that was the reason Epsilon held this really well. Nox Ubering very late, Cookie goes down, Tech goes down, Zebel separates from Medic, he's about to crater as well, Rib's in a bad position, Rib goes down, Cookie goes down, sorry, Biven goes down, Miralin's going to be chased, there's no way he's going to stay alive here, they'll chase him through Z, he goes down, and he's toast. And Numlock goes even further, sticking spawn, so they can't even get out. That means middle is theirs for free. All of that because of a scout or 2 meat shotting. All of that. That whole thing was ruined because of a scout. And they're still building here, Epsilon, because I know Merlin's down. Look at this, 60% Uber advantage. Might almost taking down Zebasai. Zebasai very, very lucky there. Using the unforbidden unlock that should be destroyed and removed from TF2 and ETF2L, the escape plan made for soldiers. Unfortunately, you can get out of trouble for free. So now they have a full Uber advantage, and they don't want to use it early, and Epsilon know this. There's no sticky, so Numlock just checks just to make sure there's no stickies. And Epsilon want to get in for free without having to use it, and that's what they do. So they're moving on the left-hand side. So now Epsilon are primed to get this, and Broder are in a bad position. Walters goes down though, and the problem here is, so they've Ubered a scout here, so let's just, like, break this down. They Ubered a scout, correct, because it's quick, it's fast, it's in their face. However, unfortunately, the very, very odd time you'll ever see this, Shocky misses all his shots. Genuinely, he misses just about every shot on Rib. Now his prime target was Rib. He's just missing every shot. Now obviously Nox was assuming the fact that Shocky would hit his shots. It's just one of those things. You can't fault Shocky, so to speak. I mean, you can for missing the shots, but again, he makes up for it in other ways, and he's human after all, and he just misses those shots. just nothing you can do about it. The medic is under the assumption that he will hit his shots, and he doesn't. So it's gone wrong. Walters goes down as well, so this Uber is completely useless as well. So Ubering the scout was the correct thing by Nox, so Nox has done correct there, but Shocky is obviously missed. So that's the problem here. He's just missed all his shots. And now he goes down, tries to go for the medic, gets a nice meat shot on the medic, but it's not enough. Numlock tries to do a lot of damage, but to no avail. It's just Mike now. Mike takes down Zebasai. And yeah, that's where it all went wrong.
Alert! The control point is being captured.
So this point's going to be theirs for free. Tries to force it because there's a backup going on. I'm not sure why. Let's just stop that there. There was a backup going on, right? I think it was Walters. Yeah, Walters was trying to go for a back cap, and he's called it. So Mitzi and Numlock are like, yeah, we'll stop the point. Now, the thing there was, if I was going to stop the point and they know that the medic's on there at the same time, I would definitely try and block the point at the same time, go for the medic. But Mitzi does do that, but Numlock doesn't. If you rewind this clip and watch it, when they jump in, Mitzi jumps in on the medic and gets 1 rocket, hence he's on 85 health. But Numlock, when he jumps in, just goes for anything, just thinking, yeah, we'll block the point. But to be honest, even if he did block the point, which he did a little bit, it would have been too late. So he should have just gone for the medic while blocking it. And I'm not sure why Numlock didn't figure that out. especially when Mitzi did a rocket damage on him, because one grenade and Miralin was dead. Simple as. There's no way about it. All he has to do is hit someone near Miralin as well, take the splash damage, and he'll die as well. But he doesn't. So again, the mistake here, one mistake here from Numlocked could have, because if Miralin goes down here, right, then Epsilon can easily hold second and maybe repush middle. That's the thing. But Numlock doesn't focus him, so
Control point is being captured.
now they're in trouble. Because they've lost Mitzi and Numlock. Now, the only difference is, though, there is Walters. Walters is still alive and he's still behind them. Now, Walters can be the distraction, the paranoia, the one that buys time, the one that brings Broder back, and so on and so forth. So, Broder won't want to miss this advantage that they have with the Uber. That's the thing. They know that Walters is still behind, and Numlock is spawning very, very quickly. And as you can see, look, this is what's happening. He's buying some time. Zebasai needed some ammo. They're having to drop back. They're having to regroup. Miralin's like hesitating. Again, there is a scout behind, remember. So they're going to have to force this again. So they do. Mike forces it very, very well.
Alert. The control alert. Alert. The control
They know that the
point
soldier's there. Not a chance. Not a chance in this world. Tech trying to be a good roamer, and he had the right idea, but no way. They saw him go up there. I don't know why he's gone for it. I think he's just taking his luck, and there's no way, because the soldier here from Epsilon is like, haha, I've already read what you're going to do, mate. And this scout here is like, yeah, I'm in prime position to meat shot you and destroy your face. Literally, that's what it is.
being captured.
And he gets absolutely destroyed by Shocky and Mitzi. No chance. Numlock does a lot of damage, gets saved by Walters. Again, what did I say about Walters? Look. He was behind, remember, and he ends up getting a pick. So Walters temporarily put Epsilon in a really bad position because he didn't actually get the back cap, but he came back and he actually got the pick as well. So now Broder are 3 men down, and now they're in trouble. So now Epsilon are smelling blood because obviously Walters killed Cookie behind and actually got the back cap as well. Goes down. Rib's going to go down here because he's so weak, because Merlin goes down from Numlock's aggression, and now Zebasai tries to get an extra pick here of anything, so he gets down Numlock, and that's it. It's the best that Zebasai could do, really, taking down Numlock. Nothing else he could do because he was already weak. I don't know why Tech's in here. He really needs to get out. Yeah, he gets out.
Time has been added.
And this point should be Epsilon's, if they push quick enough. So now, just if you look at Epsilon's stretch here, they're just waiting here for Delman to come in. They want to push with the Delman because they almost have Uber advantage. So that's Epsilon's theory at the moment. And you can see Numlock comes in. They have a full Uber advantage. So the plan here is, just to show you what they're doing, 2 soldiers moving on the left with the Uber, Scout to support and watch Z. Excuse me, and Numlock's watching the right hand side with the Scout, who's watching drop down behind him just in case he gets flanked. So that's the plan. This is really smart play by Epsilon. See, if you look, they're actually going up top, and I don't know if Broder have read it. I know Rib has tried to chuck a grenade there, but don't know if they're actually going up top or they're going to push bottom right. And it's very hard for the soldier and medic to see. As you can see, they're still trying to build. They've actually Ubered. There is a backup going on as well. Cookie goes down. There's no way here. I don't know what Broder... They've been caught out. Just get this position. They've been caught out, literally. Because of the... Ooh. Apologies, let me just... I was going to say, just quickly, because of Epsilon's positioning up here, flanking them, at the same time, I'm not sure what Tech's doing. Tech is going for a backup on middle. I know he has the pain train, fine, but A, CP4 on Granary caps really quickly. B, Epsilon have an Uber advantage. And C, they've actually caught out Broder as well. Now, fair enough. C, I don't think Tech would have realised that Broder would be caught out. But B and A, like, what? It makes no sense. Tech, like, there's some, like, the past 10 minutes, his moves have been incorrect. I don't know if he hasn't woken up or whatever in this game, but he's done some really, really bad plays, and that's another one. Just going for a back cap, thinking that Broder can hold this when they have a disadvantage in Uber. Really? high risk, very, very high risk, and it would have to, a number of factors would have to occur here, i.e. A, Nox has to drop, i.e. B, he has to rely on all the soldiers and the scouts and the Delman from Epsilon to miss and not hit their shots and focus fire. It's very risky, and I would class it stupid play. So now that Tech is behind on middle, technically, Broder are 5 men down. I know he's alive, Tech, but he's doing nothing. He's on middle, backcapping, trying to be a hero. I don't know why. It makes no sense. And now Bibbin is on his own and just going to get destroyed. If I put you the other situation or scenario, Tech could have got back, could have been on second, could have got to last, could have maybe defended last. Miralin wasn't far off Uber, you know. Epsilon did it all the time, and that's why Epsilon actually end up capping this point. But Epsilon also, if you look at the amount of times they were on their last, have you noticed how the soldiers and the team dropped back into defensive positions and actually stayed alive and kept Nox alive and then went forward again? It's not doom and gloom. You don't have to go for risky plays like going for a back cap all the time. That only works 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 9 times. It's nothing huge, and I wouldn't always rely on it. So now, obviously, because of that mistake, not just that mistake, but also because Zebasai, Miralin, and Rib get caught out, genuinely. Like, it's not just Tech's mistake here, it's also the fact that Broder get caught out. There was no one watching top. Now, the reason there was no one watching top, though, was because of Tech. Tech should be up top. He shouldn't be going for a back cap. I don't understand why he was in that position, again. So, really, if Tech was up top, communication would have come in, the fact that the Uber was top, and Broder could have got out. But because it wasn't there, and Tech was on the back cap, they get caught out, and they get around. It's pretty simple. Bibbin goes down, Tech is behind, and it's a cap to Epsilon. So, yeah, I've already summarised it for you. Tech on middle, not up top on second. Could have called the Uber coming in, so instead of Broder being caught out, because he wasn't there, Broder were caught out. Miralin goes down, Rib goes down, Zebasai goes down. Game over, round over. Pretty simple. 4 minutes left on the clock as well, 4 minutes 50 seconds. So Broder are up against it now because, yeah, they need a round now. It's 2-0 to Epsilon. So again, Broder's structure is absolutely supreme. Much better than Epsilon's. They need to work this out. I'm not sure because this is Epsilon's map, believe it or not. But the structure of Broder is absolutely supreme. Once again, just look at this. Miralin's a bit behind. He only just walked in. Nothing he could do really. But once he gets in, he's going to be in prime position to heal a lot of people all over this point, all over this area. So it's very, very well played by Broder, and I think they end up winning this. And look at their structure. Mike's not Mitzi's already weak because he got airshotted by this soldier, and he's running for his life with that unlock, which shouldn't be allowed. And the Mike's just pretty much useless here, just spamming rockets. I know he's trying to get picks here, but he's just doing nothing at the moment. Nox is in trouble. Numlock's in trouble. 11 HP, 54 HP. So yeah, they're just in disarray here. Nox goes down. Again, now Epsilon relying on the solo DMness really to come through. So now, okay, so everything's gone wrong for Epsilon. Literally, everything has gone wrong on this middle. So what's the best they can do? What is the best they can do? Well, Miralin has Uber. Well, he has the Uber charge equipped. But he doesn't actually have it. He's 20% short. So the best they can do, Numlock's on 29 HP. He's going to get the small health pack. He'll be on like 54 or something. His focus, while everyone's busy trying to take down Mike and Mitzi, who are alive, is to take down the medic. If he takes down the medic, then Epsilon can contend second, if not first. So that's... gets a lovely sticky, and then he takes down Miralin. Distraction from Mike and Mitzi. Mitzi's still alive, believe it or not. Distraction from Mike and Mitzi allows Numlocked over here to walk down, check stickies onto Miralin, and take him down. Very well played by Epsilon. Best they can do. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the best out of the worst situation. And that's what they did. They took down the medic. That's the best they could do, because now, if you think about it, right, going forward, Rib is weak, Zebasai is weak, Tech is weak. They're all weak, so they can't actually go and push second without heals. So they need to get health packs, which means more time wasting. More time wasting means more time spawned for the Epsilon players. So Bibbin takes down Numlocked, and Broder are already pushing here.
has been added. Alert! The control point is
Rib's
being
just
captured.
buying his luck here, thinking, yeah, he can get it because I've secured the area. Now, I'm really, really surprised that Epsilon don't contest this.
Time has been added.
They should have contested this, but they don't. So Epsilon make another mistake there by not stopping that. They should have stopped it. I don't know why they didn't. They knew they had no heals. So they have an Uber advantage. Cookie goes down, but Mitzi goes down into stickies. Well played by Rib.
Control point is being captured.
So here's a problem. Numlock's been Ubered, right? Sticky's there, he's going to get juggled a little bit. Okay, so priority is at the moment to cap the point, obviously, because you know they don't want any nice spawners from Broder. Numlock tries to get a few picks here. Okay, but he's on his own because Mitzi went down. So, and the thing is, in the next few seconds, Mike actually goes down as well. Okay, so Mike and Mitzi go down, so no soldiers. Now, obviously, then Epsilon are in trouble because unless Numlock gets like 3 kills here, then Epsilon are in deep trouble. So what should happen is one of the scouts needs to push and help him. However, the problem is here, because they're using Walters, who, to be fair, is an excellent scout, but he hasn't been playing with the team all season. He's subbing in for Bash, who normally would play. They both go and help Numlot, and no one's actually capping the point. Look what happens. They both leave the point here. One goes back to try and recap it, which they do, but
Time has been added.
they're in disarray here. Nox just hasn't figured it out. He's in trouble. He knows it. He goes down, and this is around to Broder. So yeah, if they kept their main structure and composure there, what should have happened was Nox was Ubering Numlot. Numlot does the damage. Shocky comes in to meat shot wherever. He may go down, but he may meat shot a demo and a soldier, say, and he gets them down. He goes down though. But they are 2 players down then, Broder, along with Cookie. So that would have been 3 players down, which would have made it very difficult for Merlin to push in with the Uber, because they would have had spawners Epsilon. But that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, Nox was out of position. Once he finished the Uber, he was standing on the point. He didn't think Broder would push, but they did. Shocky went down because he was helping Numlot outside, so Numlot tries to get out, but he's already weak because he's being focused with an Uber, and yeah, so they're all in disarray here, all because of that miscommunication between the 2 scouts, because obviously they don't normally play together this season. So, and this point is going to be Broder's,
Being captured.
and so obviously Broder needed that round to make it 2-1 with only 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. So obviously Epsilon will be like, no way are we going to hold this, and I'm just going to take see if I can show you why. Shocky. Instead of doing a structural aerial view like analysis, gets for another buff. Shocky goes on a mission and gets some sublime meat shots. You can see his positioning here. Goes round, 1 shot, 2 shot, gets the medic and the Devilman. Just walks in like that. Absolutely supreme. And it's a wipe. just like that. Shocky turns it on. Obviously we showed you how he missed it with the Uber before. And just to pause there, he was busy capping with the scout to get it halfway, just so that it caps quicker by the time they get onto second. So now he's pushing up. And they're already on second.
The control point is being
And so now
contested.
Shocky gets this health pack. And yeah, it's just Shocky who's won this point. Rib goes down here as well.
Time has been added.
So the problem here is, now Epsilon have Ubered, okay, and they take down Rib, which is great, but what they should have done is that Mitzi should have gone in and gone for 1 and killed it. He will go down, but if he goes for another pick, then it's going to help the team overall. Nox should have dropped out and called to his team where they are, but Nox fully commits here and overextends, because he's still got 52% of the Uber. This is his problem. He still stays there. He's very, very late in terms of coming back to help his team, and also at the same time, let's take a look. You've got 1 scout here from Epsilon and 1 scout here, so they're quite separated. So Nox just picks this side to heal. So it's pretty risky. Missy doing a great job here, taking down the medic, focusing on the medic so he doesn't have it in time. Obviously, he will never have it in time, but I would have probably gone for something else just because the medic can't do much kills compared to a soldier or a scout, obviously. So Nox gets focused there. It's 4 versus 4 at the moment. It's just battle of DM now. Mitzi goes down, Shocky goes down. It's just obviously Epsilon don't really care at the moment because they're just buying time. And Broder have got spawners now, so yep. And Broder aren't wasting any time because they know that this point is theirs. And Nox knows that. Look at his position. He's like, yeah, we might give them the point because they've got a down man and a soldier that can spam Z, and that's the quickest route to stopping second. But Nox knows it, so he's just scored it. And they say, look, they're getting out. They think twice about it. So obviously Broder running out of time. Because they're running out of time, they get destroyed because they're out of position. They're trying to rush things. Zebasai. It's just a DM fest here at the moment. Scout comes in from behind. Nox goes down. And it's game over. There's only 20 seconds left on the clock, so there's no way that Broder can cap this. And yeah, the mistake was, I say a mistake, I don't know if you can call it a mistake. Broder were running out of time, there's only a minute left, so they had to just try anything and anywhere basically and just destroy anything they see. And Epsilon's structure was pretty solid, and Nox pretty much held his men there, say, don't commit here guys, just stay healed with me, just destroy them then, because they're going to be pushing in one by one, and that's what happened. Yeah, and that was the first map of the ETF2L Season 14 Grand Final on TP Granary between Epsilon Esports and Broder. Just to pause it really and just give a summary really. So some really great transitional plays by both teams. Not many mistakes by both teams. I'm not sure about Tech's role on this. Wasn't his best that I've seen him play. He plays much better. Maybe this map just doesn't help him in his role that he plays so well. He did some great kamikazes on middle, but then again, most top soldiers can do that. It's more about the transitional plays, and I don't think he was in the right position at the right time or had the right idea at the right time to counter some of Epsilon's tactics, and he got caught out quite a few times if you watch it over again. As for a general aspect, I think the only person, looking at the stats, I think Numlot came out with big damage stats. The rest all had pretty even. Genuinely, all of them had 1,000 or less damage difference, except for Numlot, who was 4,000 ahead. It's ridiculous. So Numlot got the MVP for this, and yeah, so look out for hopefully my second analysis of CP process _RC2 between obviously Epsilon and Broder again. Thank you for watching.